Hey everyone, I'm Chris, the marketing guy,
Hey everybody, I'm Steve. I'm the sales guy.
and today we're going to talk about how a website can be used in your sales and marketing funnels in a proper way and how they are not all the time set up for you to succeed. So, Steve, we kind of before we hit record, we are talking about some topic ideas and we landed on this website. And man, so many business owners spend $20,000 on a website right off the gate. It's like this giant cash flow problem. They spend this money on a website. They never have conversation about who their ideal client is. They never have conversations with the sales team about hey, what should we have on it? They never talk to the marketing people hey, what should we have on this? They just give it to a web designer and the web designer makes this pretty landing page. And that is a huge problem.
Right. It is. We agree. Episode over.
So let's actually talk about some elements on the
Sure.
website that you actually need. And one of the things that I said early on when we were having this discussion, I said nobody should make a sale straight from a website. Now, I come from the world where professional service people are my ideal clients, so you're never going to pick your CPA based off of a website. You're going to get information to lead to a conversation to possibly pick that person. But you're never going to hit a buy now button. I'm going to get my taxes done immediately from this person because I've looked at their awesome website. That's impossible. But if you sell software, or we'll use the word widget, an actual product, you can actually make sales on a website. And there's reasons and devices to make that happen. What's your experiences with websites and in the sales and what has been some of the positive and negatives you've seen out there?
What I see is, as it relates to websites and the website being kind of the top of funnel driver of opportunity, right, is there's this disconnect between sales and those who develop the website, between what the customer's actual objections are and what's being spoken about on the website. So the most common thing that I see is a whole bunch of bells and whistles. And then let's just say that I'm in the shoes of the customer now, not sales Steve, but customer Steve. And I'm looking at service provider's website, or if it's the widget, I'm looking at the website. And I'm like, all of these things I don't understand how they connect to my reality. You know what I mean? And so now as a result, the salesperson doesn't have an opportunity to close because the customer Steve is not going to schedule because it doesn't resonate, right? Alternatively, the copy could be really successful at driving the call to action and getting the customer onto the calendar, but then the prospect shows up not knowing exactly what they're going to talk about. So those are the two friction points that I see the most often in a website is compelling call to action and copy, resulting by kind of in a fluffy sales appointment, or bells and whistles and copy that doesn't actually resonate with the person reading it.
Yeah, I think one of the big problems with the bells and whistles is that people like to talk about themselves. Look what we did. Check out our team. Look what awards we won. Check out a drone footage of our facility. Nobody cares about any of that. I'm sorry, but nobody cares about any of that stuff. What they care about is how are you, the person that built this website, gonna make my life better? And that's the biggest problem I think people have. It's more of this, I'm creating a business card online. And so it's a lot of look at me. Look at the cool graphics we've created, but it has nothing to do with their ideal client profile and
Right.
who actually can buy from them.
Right. Totally agreed. Totally
Yeah.
agree. Wish we didn't.
Yeah, well, no, it's good that we agree because we know it's right then.
No, I know. Yeah.
So thinking about this, going back in your life, dealing with people with sales and marketing and businesses, how do you, if you hear somebody, you have a client, we're building a new website, what's the first thing you like to say? Hey, that's a cool idea, but let's answer these questions first.
Yeah, I call these filters. Every website I look at is through a sales lens, right? And by the way, I want to be really clear. I love marketing. I think marketing does so many favors for so many people. But if the website doesn't have sales triggers or create some kind of a visceral reaction or emotion or something in the person looking at it, the odds that it works is practically zero. let's call it what it is. So I look at websites through a sales lens, and I look at it like as if I'm really, really dumb. Turns out that version of me is not that far off from who I really am in life, right? But I look at it and I'm like, okay, like, are they saying something that I would actually give a crap about, right? Is this a jargon? I look for buzzwords. If I look for industry buzzwords. If I see buzzwords, I'm out. I'm not interested anymore. So I look at every website that way.
It's interesting. But what if your ideal prospects use these buzzwords in their everyday life?
Yeah.
Is it, if it's not jargon to them, it shouldn't be jargon for you either.
So I challenged that a little bit. I'm glad we found something to challenge, because I think there's a way of saying it intellectually and maybe even technically without using jargon, right? So for example, if we're talking about, we sell to professional services. In other words, someone's not going to go to the website and select their CPA by clicking here and doing their taxes. It's like highly unlikely. Money is so sensitive and personal, right? It's just not going to happen, right? But what wouldn't be a good idea is talking about tax strategies, right? You wouldn't want to say, hey, here's some of the things that we can do with your 403B, right? We wouldn't want to talk about long-term cash projection planning, right? Though a financially minded person could go to that website and say, I understand what that is, my suggestion is most people actually wouldn't land on that same conclusion. And I think there's a way you can articulate the buzzwords and like concepts that are jargon in a way that more people will understand. And my favorite way to do it, to get really specific here and not just answer conceptually, Chris, is to ask a question. Instead of saying what we do, ask a question about what you do. Chris, how do you make sure that your business always has money? Stuff like that.
All right. Which then digs in the cash flow and all that too.
Right. I think the job of a website, especially in terms of professional services, isn't to sell. It's to plant a seed of curiosity, concern, inner dialogue, like, oh shoot, I don't know if I actually have that answered very well. Maybe I should click here, right?
Yeah, that's great. And if you think about it, you mentioned some of the jargon stuff. That's the search keywords that you can have on your free resources or your blog or the YouTube videos that you create and embed onto your website. There's all those ways to gather those people that are looking for that. But as the front page, yes, I like the way you said this, like the asking of a question. I love that idea.
So my question to you, Chris, is for anybody who might be looking to implement, say they're looking at implementing a solution today as they listen to this, does asking a question about those things interfere with marketing strategies that should be in place, like keywords and things like that of that nature? Does that undo any good work?
It does not undo any of the work, because at the end of the day, people are asking questions when they're Googling or using AI now, honestly. They're going to Gemini and asking questions and getting an answer, and Gemini saying the answer is coming from here, and sometimes people click it, sometimes they don't click it. But the website isn't just SEO purposes as well. I met you at a networking event. Oh, interesting. Let's go to their website. Oh. Also, hey, who do you use for your CPA? Oh, I use Andy Miller. Oh, that's cool. Hey, I'm going to Google Andy Miller. I'm going to look up his CPA. So there's going to be people that are directly going to your website just to get more information as well. And it's not just about SEO and search.
True. Right. So social proof.
Yes.
Yeah. Just say, hey, this is a real person. The service is real. It's a real person. You can reach them. You can talk with them.
100%. Now, this is one of the big challenges. Now you have a website. You have random viewers. You can do pixels. You can gather their data, send them a flyer, push ads to them. Or you can do a call to action.
Mm-hmm.
And the call to action is where they give you their information and says, hey, I want to learn more. I think, in my opinion, the worst call to action is book a meeting. Nobody wants to book a meeting.
Right.
Now, they'll book a meeting with you if you're a CPA and you're like, hey, a free analysis of your last year's taxes and a 20-minute call. Oh, all right, cool. So I send you my taxes and we get a free analysis and then we can take it further. I know that's a sales call.
Right.
But at the end of the day, they're actually going to look at my taxes and give me some advice.
Value, right.
For free. There's value add for me to show up to them.
Right.
And I think that's what happens is a lot of people create these calls to action without thinking about the people on the other side, if there's going to be value for them to show up.
That makes a ton of sense to me.
Or they give away a free white paper now. White papers are worthless now, let's be honest, because we're going to AI and asking that question and getting the free white paper. I think those are dead. I think a lot of blogs are dead too, other than SEO purposes.
So I've been told that I should have a blog many times, that it would help with conversion, and I'm sure it would help, right? I just can't wrap my brain around spending a decent amount of time writing this blog, because I don't want to be the person using AI to write all my content. Like, I do want it to be my own ideas. Is a blog actually worth it to me?
Yes.
It is. Okay.
So, think about the blog. So let's say you meet somebody in the real world, networking event. Let's do a customer journey. I love customer journeys. You meet somebody at a networking event. You hand them the card. And they go, oh, that's great. Nice to meet you. They hand them your card. You go, oh, cool. You look up. You go, oh, they're active on LinkedIn. I'm going to connect with them. Now you're going to have that blog, a little write-up about it. First comment, check out the full blog. They go to the blog. They read it. Now you've created some LinkedIn content there too, to dig deeper. You've done the search. And then also, even though a blog might sound generic, we all have our own opinions on things. I am the video guy that tells you to stop wasting money on drone footage. It doesn't do any good. It looks pretty, but at the end of the day, nobody really cares. No one's ever picked a State Farm agent based off of the beauty of the drone footage of his plaza location. Stop wasting money on that. So we all have these bold statements, and you can put those bold statements in those blogs. And the blogs lead to the post, and it's a full thing. You can reuse the blog as a LinkedIn article. There's all these ways. You can have somebody that says, hey, I have a question about XYZ. You know what? I got a blog about that. Let me send that to you. So it becomes a part of that. You had a sales call. One of the objections was something. We got a blog about that. And you send that blog to them. So there's all these different areas you can use that blog. And when I say blog, it could be video, because you can embed YouTube videos. It could even be an embedment of a podcast, an audio. It could be, a visual. It could be infographics. If you're into the creative, what are you good at, or is your team good at? And that's what you can build. That's a step one there. Don't try to create something that you can't do, because that's when everything stops happening. You don't like writing a blog, but next time you're driving in your car, turn on your chat or Gemini, your favorite AI. Have a conversation with it. Say, hey, I'm looking to write a blog. I want to write a blog about this. And then you just spew out what your opinions are in the situation. Please write me a blog using the words that I'm giving you, so it makes sure it sounds like me. And I would love it to be over 1,200 characters if possible. Boom, it'll spit it out. Now you have a part-time copywriter, basically, for free, while you're driving in your car in between meetings. It doesn't have to be a big lift to do a personalized blog with AI.
That was a mic drop moment right there. All right. Yeah. Okay, yeah. What you did was simplify it for me, because you made it relatable, you made it tangible. And by the way, if going back to websites and making what is spoken about and copied on the website relatable and tangible, you just did that verbally, right? So I think the challenge applies in every single channel. Make your message relatable and tangible, and the more you do it, the more likely the person watching, listening, participating is likely to take action. Like, I'm now more motivated to go do that in the 15-minute commute later today.
Correct. And then also, a lot of small business owners, they have like a Wix website. Google does not like Wix. But the reason it doesn't like Wix is because most Wix users don't update their website weekly. So if you have a consistent blog going up once a week, you'll beat that algorithm for Wix. And Google will actually start pushing out your content.
No kidding.
Yes.
Well, there we go. And that plays into SEO.
Mm-hmm. And there's advantages there. Yes, exactly.
Very nice. I like it.
Okay. So, last thing about the websites. What is one page on a website as a sales team you wish that every company had?
How to buy. They all say they have it, but it's not uniform enough. And I know there's a whole bunch of psychologies to it. All I can speak to is my own preferences and my own experiences. That's all we're all left with, right? When I have to go to exorbitant lengths to buy a service, like to book a meeting, right? To talk to sales, like when I don't know how much it costs ahead of time, when I can't evaluate my own budget prior to the sales meeting, when I have to sit through a sales meeting to be surprised by the cost and therefore have to leave the sales meeting, go back to my budget, then have another meeting, I view that as making the buying process more challenging and adding friction for the buyer.
I agree.
Right. It's one thing to say your pricing is 100% customized and there's nothing you can do about it. It's another thing to say to force your customers to schedule with sales in order to get disclosure on pricing. And I notice it's the latter, not the former, most of the time. So how to buy page, even if it's the buying journey, like, hey, we do not disclose prices because everybody is so different, right? I think most people are smart enough to realize that if something's customized, like Chris, you were talking about your projects. I'm sure not every customer is exactly the same, so therefore they can't buy the same service. So therefore you can't have a website that says buy this for $5,000. It doesn't work that way because on one side you're underselling yourself, and on the other side you're overcharging, right? It's like you can't do that. But a how to buy page, what this looks like for every single buyer, that would help me a lot.
Yes, I agree. I understand people have customized pricing, but within reason, there's a range. There's also a starting point. Prices start at X, Y, Z. If that starting price is already out of your price range, I'm done. I don't need to have a meeting with you. Like make it easy for people. I don't know why people make it so challenging to buy.
I want to share the buyer psychology because I've been in it for a second, right?
Okay.
I in full agreement with you, Chris, but this is the short rant, right? I sat in on an enterprise level. I'm not enterprise, but I was potentially buying an enterprise level product for my service, right? Knowing that the chances that I could afford it were low, but they assured me that it was worth taking the time to meet, right? So I had to schedule with them. Now, because of my schedule, I'm not going to rearrange my whole schedule to fit them in tomorrow, right? So I'm now waiting a week, postponing decisions about this particular service because I'm evaluating other services like it, postponing a week, making relevant decisions, sit in on the meeting, and find out 20 minutes into a 25-minute meeting that it's so outside of my price range, there's literally nothing I can do about it probably in this lifetime, right? I hope that changes, but not even close, right? That wasn't a 20-minute wait. It was a week and 20 minutes, right? Just to find out I couldn't do it. That's annoying to me.
Yeah, I agree.
I wish I had that range, like you said.
I wish that you could just ask upfront. So I have gone to a retainer. You're like, oh, it's not. I have completely simplified where I have one price of $6.99 per month now.
There you go. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so you do have that.
And it's on my website. I blast it. I tell everybody that's what it costs. You want YouTube videos like this? We'll edit one per week for you for $699 per month. That's what we do. I'm literally sitting in my office doing it this way because this is how my clients should be doing it too. The conversation Steve and I are having is more important than what the background is. So if you're obsessed that I have an ugly background, well, apparently we're very boring having a conversation.
And I have this burnt orange background, so.
Yes. But at the end of the day, me doing this is the social proof that you're watching this and you find it interesting. So I do give the price, and I do make it easy, and I don't have a buy it now, but I have like, hey, let's have a deeper conversation because not everyone's an ideal client for me. And that's something that a lot of people have a hard time dealing with. Like, you don't need to say yes to everybody just because they want to work with you. And it goes both ways. But, yes, so I put it on the website. But I always think that everybody should have a price range on their website. If you don't, you're probably losing 50, if not more percent of the people that are moving on.
I have to think so. I have to.
Yeah, because they're like, this seems really cool. Do I really want to meet with them? I don't really want to have a meeting. I'll try to send them an email. And then if the email is, hey, let's have a meeting so we talk about it. I just need a price range because I'd love to put in the budget, or I'd love to tell my boss, so maybe we could have a conversation. But if I have to have, and this is the other thing, as salespeople, if I'm having a meeting with not the decision maker to tell them what the price is, I still have to have another meeting with the decision maker if that other person can convince the decision maker to have a call with me. There's too many areas of losing the whole job. So if you just put a range out there, you might be able to eliminate some of that conflict.
And there's ways to reduce the friction even in the pricing, right? If you're a little bit insecure or worried that your pricing is going to scare people off, right? Instead of saying flat out like, hey, our pricing is $30,000, right? There's a way to say it, that we have entry level prices and we have higher ticket prices. Most of our customers choose to pay blank, right? And it's just a way of saying, hey, this wasn't something we thrust on somebody. Most of our customers have a decision and they choose blank.
And also, if you think that your prices are too high and it's going to throw people off, okay, the people that are thrown off can't afford you. So who cares? And then if you think that your prices are so low that it's kind of like, oh, like I'd throw out $6.99, but at the end of the day, the people that can afford that will have that conversation with me. The people that can afford a lot more want more. They don't want a Zoom conversation like we're having here and recording it. They want more. They already know that that's not me. You've eliminated the other half too.
Right, the wrong half. Yeah, exactly.
You start narrowing. The whole thing of marketing is the funnel, and the idea of the funnel is you have a lot of people down to the one person that'll buy from you.
100%. Yep.
That's the purpose of the funnel.
Yep. 100%.
It isn't just supposed to be a pipe where everybody that goes to your website immediately goes to a sales conversation.
They get reduced, slimmed down, or eliminated as they move further down the pipe.
Yes.
So that by the time they're at the end of the pipe, there's a much higher likelihood that they're the right fit.
Exactly. And that's when I hand it off to sales. we have a wonderful prospect that keeps on clicking in the newsletter, keeps on watching these videos, and they seem to be very interested. I think it's a good time, because timing is in sales, for you to reach out and just see how they're doing.
Absolutely.
And then they're like, wow, it's amazing. It's like you've read my mind. You came in at the exact same time. I've been thinking about this. Yeah, no kidding. We've been watching you.
We've been watching you. That's awesome.
But that's the truth. That's the marketing truth, and that's if people use data and analytics in their marketing to then hand off to the sales
So
team.
true. Yeah.
Yes. All right, we got kind of off track about website, but this was a great conversation.
It was.
Yes, and we'll do it again. Make a comment. Let us know what you think about your website, if it's actually helping with sales, or if your website's like, oh man, this is dreadful. I bet you Steve will take a look at it for you. Just reach out to him, and he can give you some help and some pointers on how to make sales a little bit easier in your life.